My phone lit up at midnight, a text from Mom. It said we could talk if I stopped spreading rumors and making her look bad to the neighbors. She said people were asking questions, and it was embarrassing her. She said I was being dramatic, and we could work this out if I just calmed down and came home. I read it 3 times. My thumb moved toward the reply button, and I caught myself. I stared at the message for 20 minutes. Part of me wanted to type back all the things I was feeling, but I knew that's what she wanted. She wanted me to engage so she could twist my words and make me feel crazy. Instead, I took a screenshot of the text. I opened my evidence folder and added it to the collection. Then I put my phone face down on the desk without responding. The next morning, I sat down with Dad while he ate the free motel breakfast I'd brought back to the room. I said we needed to talk about boundaries and safety. He looked up at me with this expression like he was bracing for bad news. I explained that Mom and Mark might try to contact him, and he couldn't tell them where we were staying or what we were doing. He nodded, but didn't say anything. I kept going. I said they might try to convince him I was lying, or that I was going to abandon him. I said no matter what they said, he couldn't share information with them. He agreed, but I could see the fear in his eyes. The same fear I'd seen at Palmer when he thought I might leave him there. I reached across the small table and put my hand on his arm. I promised him I wasn't going anywhere. I said we were going to figure this out together, and I meant it. His shoulders relaxed a little, and he went back to eating. I had an appointment at Legal Aid that afternoon. The office was in a strip mall next to a tax preparation place. Inside, it smelled like old coffee and copy machine toner. The receptionist had me fill out an intake form and then led us to a small office where Artemisia Bruno was waiting. She was younger than I expected, maybe 30 with dark hair pulled back and glasses. She shook both our hands and gestured for us to sit. Then she opened a yellow legal pad and said to start from the beginning. I told her everything. About waking up to cold water on my birthday. About the shelter counselor finding Dad. About the confrontation on the porch. About the drained bank accounts. She didn't interrupt once, just wrote notes in neat handwriting and nodded occasionally. When I finished, she looked up at me. She said we had potential civil claims for fraud and conversion. She explained those were legal terms for lying to steal money and taking property that belonged to someone else. She said there was also a criminal angle if the district attorney's office got involved. She asked if I had documentation, and I showed her my phone with all the screenshots and recordings. She said that was good, that I was smart to preserve everything. Then she said this was going to take time, but she would help us. 2 days later, my phone rang from a number I didn't recognize. I answered, and a man said his name was Giovanni Mercier from Adult Protective Services. He said the shelter counselor had referred my case, and he wanted to schedule a phone intake. I grabbed my notepad. He asked questions about Dad's situation, and I answered as clearly as I could. He said he was opening a case file and assigning an investigator. He explained the process would take time because they needed to interview multiple parties and gather financial records. I felt my impatience rising. I wanted answers now. I wanted Mom and Mark punished now, but Giovanni's voice was calm